Important sprints for the GC bonus seconds, a mass group sprint at the end, and some horse action in this stage of Tour de Hongrie Stage 1. We have a punchy parcours for the GC in this race, but not in this stage. This is a flat stage. We've got Cosnefroy here, Luc Plapp, Tim Merlier is the best sprinter. We've also got Milano. But note the intermediate sprints here. They give 3, 2, and 1 bonus seconds. So if you want to win GC with, it's not that hard a parcours, you need to take every second you can get. So that not the best parcours, I'd say, for Ormazel, the Slovenian natty champ on Bahrain victorious. In break formation, we saw there was quite a few crashes. Remember, there was a big crash here last year in the crosswinds, I think with Bora, and then like UAE Pablo Torres went down really hard. Plapp avoids that. He's able to put a foot down. We see some like bifold chariots, so 2 abreast horses. I was quite impressed by the suspension or how stable the seats looked despite that the terrain. Like, they're not on tarmac, they were on, you know, a bumpy grassed area, and they were not moving vertically that much. Benoit Cosnefroy takes the first second available to the GC guys because Ekholm and Norsgaard were in the breakaway for Little Trek. So basically Cosnefroy he's taken a second wherever he could. And Jayco were at the front. They paced a bit later. They don't have a sprinter here, really, and neither do Trek. So Trek came here, they normally come here with like their young sprinter to get experience. And actually, you see Ormazel, he does a pretty good sprint, but he's just not as quick as Cosnefroy, who's a legit, like, small group demon. So he takes another second, and so they're going to add up over the 4 or 5 stages. He's going to have to get properly dropped in the, is it Pesh stage? It's like a 2K 9% climb. I don't see it happening. I think Cosnefroy is the heavy favorite. But yeah, Trek normally have Teutenberg here or someone like that. They don't, because he's in the Giro leading out Big Johnny Milan, or at least trying to. And so Trekker here left a little bit without a purpose for these stages, so it gives an opportunity for guys like Norsgaard and Ekholm to go on the breakaway. So it's good they made the most of it. Good weather. Cosnefroy takes another second ahead of Neylands. And UAE also keep controlling or helping control the breakaway with Quickstep because they got Juan Sebastian Milano. He's had a pretty good track record in this race. I forgot to say, Jayco actually normally have Groenewegen in this race, but it was quite good, the sprint battles between Groenewegen and Milano here in previous years. And Groenewegen normally use this race to get into good shape before the Tour. That's what I think Tim Merlier is doing. And Jayco come forward, but then at 3Ks to go here, there's this divider. Luckily, no issues, and then the sprint teams take over. XDS Astana have Max Kanter, who's been pretty good the last 18 months for them. Trek go on a flyer, but that's again brought back by XDS Astana, who also, they don't have their big boys here either. No Fedorov, no Gleb Syriza, which would have been, you know, the best lead-out train pretty much in the race. They're in Azerbaijan at the moment, both winning stages. But last 2Ks to go, see another big crash when there's a coming together, big roads, even though it's straight. There's sort of when they move in a wave side to side or the peloton splits, some guys choose one side, it surprises people behind them, and I'll run through the lead-outs in a second, but Quickstep do a perfect job here. They've got front position, Ormazel's second wheel, the young GC rider, and he's going to actually come a cropper shortly, but I'll run you through the lead-out men and their paired sprinter. We've got Rui Oliveira for Juan Sebastian Milano, Bert van Leeuwenberger for Soudal Quickstep and Tim Merlier, and I think it's Alessandro Borgo, not Nikias Arndt, but I'm not entirely sure, for Bauhaus and Bahrain victorious. But he boxes Bauhaus pretty effectively onto Merlier's wheel. Here, Van Leeuwenberger looks like he's going right. Merlier, you see the experience here, not wanting to be in the front too early. He lets his lead-out man's wheel go. He lets it go. He sees that Oliveira's still got some gas in the tank, and he can take the wheel of Milano, and he knows he can beat Milano. So he switches onto that train, and he's just going to use them as a lead out because it's like 400 to go. Oliveira's going, and Merlier's like, well, Milano's probably the second quickest here. If I can sprint from behind him and get the jump on him or get a draft into it like he does here, he's not going to beat me. Oliveira slides a little bit back into them after he finishes his lead out. But yeah, Merlier, without issue, without getting boxed in, he's just going to win these sprints. He's too fast. He's the fastest sprinter in the world. We see Ormazel here. He was on the front doing a lead out, And as he's coming back, we see the Cofidis rider cuts left, the Polti rider cuts right, the NSN rider who's coming with speed nearly gets chopped, and then the ricochet effect is Olmazel, who's slowing down. He gets chopped. He crashed pretty badly. And yeah, we see Merlier just doing what he does best. Canter he was boxed a little bit, but Canter and Bauhaus are not as quick as Merlier nor Milano. So another win for Merlier. He had a tough start to the season with injuries, couldn't do the UAE Tour. Olmazel, tough start to this race, which is pretty important for Bahrain victorious. But Merlier wins ahead of Milano, Bauhaus. Simone Buda, good result for him. Canter, Parassini, Gaviria, DeLonghi, Tyler Stites, and Carpati. Here's what Merlier had to say.
Tim Merlier, congratulations. 5th race day this season and already the 3rd victory. Take us through that sprint at the end.
Yes, Danesi and Bert did a good job, definitely. We lost each other a bit, but we didn't stress about it. I think once in the last kilometer we come together, and then Alberto did his last move, and then also Bert. I think with 500 to go, he bring me in a perfect position. Still did a little bit of lead out, and then then I was waiting until 200 meter, and then I launched him.
Where do you rank your sprint at the moment? Your leg seems to be pretty good, but what were the feelings after it?
Feeling is okay. If like you say, only the 5th race of the season and 3rd win, so I only can be happy.
Finally, tell me a little bit about the stage in general. There was much bigger fight for the break as I expected or anybody expected, and there were some crashes. So was it a nervous stage, or how did you feel from the inside?
Yeah, after 20 kilometers was a big crash. I was a bit surprised. Really nice roads, definitely. No road furniture. So yeah, I was surprised about the crash, and then some other crashes also. So yeah, I think the riders were a bit nervous about possibility for echelon or something, I don't know. But yeah, it was not the fault of the organization at all. And then, in the end, we were a bit surprised about the 2 guys who were riding quite really strong, definitely. And then also my first pro team, Paul Soos and LT Bow, I think they call now. They start to help also. So for the sprinter, De Klerk, I think is his name. So I was happy to see it. They give him also a bit of motivation, like I started also before.
Hope you enjoyed the video. Tomorrow we have like a 600 meter 5% uphill sprint. I don't know whether UAE will go for Milano or Kosnefra. I'm intrigued. Until then, ciao ciao.